Okay. All right. Hello. It's been a long time. This is my fourth attempt to do this. I really so hi. It's been a long time since I've made a YouTube video, and I have been trying to make a year in review for like an hour now, and every time that I do it, I'm like, ooh, too negative, ooh, too controversial, ooh, and I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna just shoot this and try and get everything in. So let's get to it. 2020, wow, not a great year. If you had a great 2020, let me know, because I will come to your house and I will ask you how you did it. Just that's it. I'll come to your house and I say, how on earth did you have a nice year? Because it was so awful, wasn't it? So anyway, let me talk to you about this before I, make this a 15-minute long video. So beginning of 2020, came out of the gates strong, had lots of goals, was gonna audition for a lot of stuff, was gonna get married in 2020 to a beautiful woman named Emily. You guys have seen her, I think, in the videos. She's usually the camera gal, but she's at work right now. So that's another good thing from 2020. She got a job after graduating from her master's degree, which is great. But I digress. So beginning of 2020, things were going great. Then February happened and COVID hit. Boo. Terrible. It was getting really intense in the city. People were really scared. I bought a bunch of canned food because I was like, if things devolve into anarchy, we need to be prepared, because I'm, a nut job. But anyway, so March comes and Emily and I kind of decide, well, things are getting a little intense. We might need to go and visit our parents for spring break and just see if this whole thing just goes away, blows over, because that's what people were thinking. And it's just an illness. Nobody's going to care about this in a couple of months. Just, relax. Not true. Not true at all. So we went back to our parents, planning to stay for a week, and we ended up staying 3+ months. Wow. Let me tell you, it was weird, really weird. Two individual people who have been living together for almost 2 years in a big city with no pandemic find it very difficult to transition, going back to a small town, living with your parents again during a pandemic. There's no freedom. You can't go out and see your friends. You can't go out to a bar. And it's not because your parents are strict. We're adults. You could do that stuff if it wasn't a pandemic. But it was a pandemic. And so what do? You bounce in between. We went to her parents' house for like a week at a time, and then my parents' house for a week at a time. And it was nice. It was nice to see my mom and my dad and my brother and my best friend. And that was about all the people I saw. Plus Emily. And yeah, so what do? I learned how to play a new sport, pickleball. It's very fun. I would definitely recommend checking it out. But at the same time, while we were back trying to navigate this new way of life for 3 months, the world exploded outside of the pandemic. You think, hey, this is a once-in-a-lifetime virus that we're dealing with. Probably will have some good karma for the rest of the year. Incorrect, though. About the time that we got back, bad stuff started happening with police officers and random vigilantes. I don't even know if I can call them that, but attacking African American people, and that was not so great. BLM also agreed with me. They said that's not so great, but they said it in a much larger way. They said it in a way that was, scary for some and empowering for others, and divided the country almost. Went to a BLM rally in my hometown of Cumming, which has a very long past of racial not so goodness, and to put it mildly. And so it was really neat to see like thousands of people in the town that I grew up in standing up and saying, hey, no more of that. Let's stop killing people, and let's, treat people with respect and have equality, which I think, most every American wants. But for some reason, a lot of Americans, a lot of Americans think that they're going about it the wrong way. They think they're going about it the right way, and it just leads to more tension, But, again, I'm not going to go into all that. I think I'd like to keep it light as I can. So let's move on. Again, this is not a light thing, but that building exploded in Lebanon, and that was just terrible. And everybody was really upset about that, rightly so again. But, it was just a year full of stuff happening. Bad things. Not really so many good things. So yeah, after 3 months, we returned to New York City. And about, I thought that things were slow back in coming. Wow. Moving back to New York was just worse. I was here with Emily, and it was just me and her looking at each other. Hi. What do you want to watch on Netflix? I don't know. What do you want to watch on Netflix? Are you hungry? No, not really. Just kind of not really being able to do anything. All the restaurants were shut down on the inside. All the bars were shut down on the inside. We weren't really sure if we wanted to go and walk around because COVID. But eventually, after that kind of week, 2 week, 3 week long period of just being like, well, I don't know what we're going to do, we went out and met some people at a bar outside, masks on, socially distanced. And even then, I took my mask down to take a sip of my beer. And while I was doing that, some guy rode past on a bike and said, "Nice mask." Because even though the city and the governor say, it's okay to go outside of a bar and have a drink, that guy didn't think so. So, again, a lot of divisiveness, which makes me uncomfortable because I don't really like conflict. Not a big fan. And there was an election. Yeah, all in the same year. Miraculous. But yeah, that election spurned a lot of really, really intense conflict in this country, kind of culminating in that recent mounting of the siege of the Capitol. And it's just kind of like, I don't know about you guys, but I was just growing really weary of once-in-a-lifetime events happening all the time. So let me talk about some good stuff. Emily, like I said earlier, got a great job at Rikers Island, and that added quite a bit of color to our life. I was able to go back to work with the same production company that I was at before the pandemic, and I've been able to, string together some good months of revenue, and I feel much better about myself. We've put together a very small friend group, kind of like a COVID tribe that we just don't deviate from ever. We just see these people. And it's been really nice. The latter half of the year, kind of like from October to January, has been nice. It's been really good. A lot of positives to take away. But all that to say, that was the year from everything that I can remember. If I forgot anything, comment down below. Tell me I'm an idiot. And yeah, so the basis of what I'm doing this for is because I wanted to reach out, because I noticed the other day, I looked on my YouTube channel and I was like, 100 subscribers? What? That's pretty cool. So thank you. Sorry I was so lax in putting out content. I was just feeling very uncreative, except in the avenue of writing songs. Wrote a lot of songs, like 15 or so. So if you want to hear some of those, again, let me know, and I will make a video of me singing a song. But I want to reward everybody who subscribes to this channel by me doing something fun or stupid or funny or whatever. So I had this idea in my head. My original idea was I was going to try and eat 100 chicken McNuggets. And Emily said, "You'll die." Very intense like that. She was like, "You are going to die if you do that." And I was like, "No, I won't." But then I Googled it, and I might. So I cut it in half. I'm going to try and eat 50 as a practice dry run. Like last week, I tried to eat 40, and it was quite difficult. I had to take like a half an hour break, and I don't plan on doing that for the 50. So like if I can't finish it all in like one continuous eat, then I'll give up. I'll raise the white flag, and you guys can, you know, come to my house, throw rotten tomatoes at me or whatever. So if you want to see that, let me know, and I will do that. Or I would love to cook for you. I've been learning a bunch of recipes and baking a bit in the pandemic, because like what else do you do? So I can make you a cheesecake, show you how to do that from scratch. I just got a really great cheesecake pan. Or my favorite recipe to make right now is red beans and rice. It is not from scratch, but it is kind of from scratch. So you'll just have to, you know, if you're interested to see that, I will also do that. Maybe I'll do everything. Maybe I'll just do all of that stuff. So if there's any interest in seeing some of that, comment down below. I'm sorry this is kind of a long video, but again, tried to do it 4 times. I might have to do it a 5th. I'll have to go and watch this and see if I was overly negative, because sometimes it's easy to be negative about this year, but I digress. I love you guys, love my family, very happy to feel creative again. So let's get to it. I'm not gonna do that whole love you guys, because I think it's kind of weird now in hindsight, but I'm just gonna say see ya. So see ya. Oh my gosh, totally forgot. How can we talk about this year without talking about this precious little boy right here? This is Peach. He has been a ray of sunshine, and I really, really appreciate his presence, even though he bites me all the time. He really doesn't like being held that much. He's being very good right now because he's sleepy, but yeah, it's been great. So anyway, now for real, see ya. Ugh.